So the movie is definitely sort of a multimedia project in its sourcing, I would say, because I have a subject who is not only a prolific artist and documentary filmmaker and social media like fiend, who puts so much of his own life online, but there is also, again, there are things about him that are produced, so it was like, in the end, I didn't use too much, but how do you show that he's being covered? How do you show that fans are kind of responding to him? He has his own underground documentaries, and then also I guess, then there's my footage, which I think is really the heart of the film, which is the scenes, and then also some of the interview kind of background information. Anytime that WEIWEI's films are on the screen, there's like a little watermark on the top, because I felt like, just like I would identify an artwork, or it's important to know this is like excerpted from a documentary of his. And his films are distributed online, and also a lot of times people request his films on Twitter. They'll ask him for copies, and I think at this point he asked people to send him the shipping and handling, because he was obliging so many requests, but he'll send out the DVDs, and a lot are on YouTube, and a lot can be kind of downloaded in different places too. For me, I was doing it for so long, and I felt like he didn't have the authority, and he never tried to exercise the authority in terms of telling me, come on this and film this, or don't film that. This is what should be in the movie. Like, he never would comment to me about what I was doing, whether it should be in the movie, or anything about how it was going to end up. So I really feel like it was something that I was able to see myself as an independent artist, creating an independent work. And that is because that's how he saw it as well. By the same token, I do think when I realized that there was, such a strong strand of, the issue of freedom of expression and transparency. I mean, I think as a journalist and documentary filmmaker, obviously, and I should hope all, humans in the world are sympathetic and, feel like freedom of expression is something that's important. So I would say that, I am unabashedly in favor of freedom of expression, but that doesn't mean that I was doing this work, as at his behest, because that's not how I see it. I wish I had any special insight into what was going to happen next to Ai Weiwei and what was going to happen in the future. I mean, I really don't think he would have an answer to that at this point. It's really uncertain right now, the situation that he's in. I think some things we can say is, his life post-detention is very different than it was during the years that were captured in Never Sorry. That it's really difficult to see, where things are going to head. I do know that he's still very committed to all of the values that he's been promoting, up until now, and if anything, maybe even, recommitted. But at the same time, he's an artist who really wants to create and certainly to live as freely as possible and to spend time with his family and his young son. So he has a lot of priorities that, could take him in different directions. So now I'm hoping, in a way, in terms of whether or not I would do a sequel, that can remain to be seen. But what I'm really excited about is how many audiences now will be following his story, whatever's going to happen next.